Executive Director, Stewards of the Environmentally Aware Development, short form SEAD, Malaysia. So now he will talk on building a regenerative economy with bamboo. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Hi everyone. So I'm going to keep my session short so that we catch up in some time. The reason why I think I can keep my session short is because we're really just an offshoot of what the giants have done and blazed the trail ahead of us and shown us a model of how we can look at bamboo as a holistic solution, not as the ends but the means towards an end. And so our company, our social enterprise mission is to build a regenerative economy with bamboo. So it's not about building more bamboo, it's about the regenerative economy. And that's where we believe that bamboo is the hallmark, and it's this underutilized vehicle that can skyrocket us towards an incredibly resilient and inclusive economy. And so in the Malaysian context, what we do over here, we have under SEAD, we have SEAD Plant, which deals with SEAD Plant's main role is to facilitate a truly sustainable supply chain of bamboo. And we do this through a two-pronged strategy. The first pronged strategy is Malaysia alone has around, from some reports, 400,000 hectares of natural stands of bamboo. More than half of these are Gigantocloa scoticini. And it's a fantastic species. Tensile strength is amazing. We've tested some of our hybrid species in Perak region. It's a hybrid between Gigantocloa scoticini and Dendrocalamus pendulus. Dendrocalamus pendulus is known for amazing tensile strength. And the hybrid, the natural hybrid, discovered thanks to our great Dr. K.M. Wong and Dr. Goh Wei Lim, marries the best of both worlds. It's got the uniformity of the scoticini, it's got the amazing tensile strength of pendulus. Some of our hybrids have been tested up to 35,000 psi in terms of axial tension strength. So we're gifted with an amazing species of bamboo, although it does have its disadvantages too. It's thin-walled, and so when we build stuff like this, sometimes we get cracks and so on, which all we can figure out solutions for. But the main idea is that we are gifted with an amazing species over here that we can make use of, and we have plenty of it. And one of the best ways to exploit this, for lack of a better word, is to turn it into a social forestry asset that our indigenous communities can tap into. It's in their backyards. It's this crop or this resource that they deem as quite often trash. One of our communities, when we approach them, and it's on the way up towards Cameron Highlands, Mid-Hill, we approach them and we, from the support of the Minister of Finance and Yayasan Hasanah, we engaged them as our first champion for that area. One of the key champions, just 2 years before we approached them, cut down about 8 acres of bamboo. So that, he cut that down 8 years ago. So he cut that down to plant durian. And in his mind, in 5 years' time, I'm going to get my first harvest. But durian's not as straightforward as it seems. He didn't know how to control the flowering cycles, he didn't know what to do. And so year 1 of the 5th year comes, flowers came, rain came, flowers gone, no fruits. Year 2, the same thing. Year 3, the same thing. So 8 years in, he had 0 cash flow. So we were there, all his friends, all his other families with other little parcels of land around to harvest bamboo were harvesting bamboo and making money, and he's left there, oh, I don't have land to harvest bamboo. And so imagine, one of the things is that the indigenous communities themselves have access, and they are perhaps the best guardians of these landscapes. But they can also be the destroyers. You know, no one's pure over here. But if we enable them with a system that is inclusive and sustainable, it can become a paradigm shift for socio-economic change. And so that's what we are focused on at the social forestry level. Our second pronged strategy on the SEAD plant is where a model where we tell the state, hey, We are based in a small town called Ipoh, 2.5 hours north of here, and it really is a gigantic basin of a watershed, and so we get a lot of sedimentary minerals flowing down that valley, and one of it is tin. Ipoh is a city built on tin mining. It is what it is today. We used to have the highest concentration of Mercedes-Benz around the region. We're so rich that the tin mining industry collapsed, and what we have left behind is a heavily degraded plots of land. Perak alone, that state over there, has 30,000 hectares of disused ex-tin mining land. So we are building a showcase, a model of whereby we could take this over. We tell the state government, hey, give it to us for 20 years, 30 years, 20, 30 years later, we'll give it back to you. You have a functional, productive, socially inclusive ecosystem that you can activate for agriculture or whatnot. In fact, one of the things about these lands is that earlier on, Dr. Parathi mentioned about how phytoremediation. Bamboo is a hyper accumulator. It sucks up a lot of bad stuff from the ground. And so a lot of this ex-tin mining lands, what they have left behind is pollution. We have arsenic, we have copper, Jesse, we have chrome too, don't we? We have plumbum. And one of our research partners from UPM was actually telling us he hypothesized